Phrasing.
Have you ever been in a Turkish prison?
Hey, it's Geek Public Radio right here on geekpublicradio.com.
Yay!
We're back,
Sort of.
bitches.
I'm back anyway. I don't know about the rest of you. I never left.
I know, and you know, it's about time.
Wait, does that make me right? So if I never left, does that make me always right?
I guess.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Adjust this microphone here. I'm just gonna
Make as much noise as possible.
That's right. Feedback in your ear holes.
So yes, this is Geek Public Radio. We are getting ready to kick it into the new year.
Yes, we are, and it's going to be magical.
You know, we've been really,
dude. Your phone is so goddamn obnoxious.
We've been really busy over the last couple months since Gen Con. We've been trying to get stuff out.
Yeah, and YouTube is just amazing. They're the best, because apparently you're not allowed to have opinions. That violates community standard.
And it wasn't even
That's the best part.
For those of you who don't know, we've been trying to post Gen Con videos since Gen Con.
Yeah.
And we've got several stuff up, and we got all these things going, and we started putting more stuff up, and we started noticing that they weren't there anymore. Like, literally, they were gone. They were nowhere to be found. And then we get a notice saying we violated community standards and we got a strike and this, that, and the other.
The only thing that I could possibly think of is they hate fat people.
Yeah, I know, right?
I'm a fat guy, and they didn't like it. My amazing shirt that I got at Gen Con that I was wearing in the video, they were offended. They were just offended that my fat shirt fit my fat body. That's all it is.
But so it's like. I appealed it, and then we got another flag on another thing, and so I appealed that, and we finally got the videos reinstated.
Yay!
With no strikes on our record, no nothing. It's like, well, we told you that we weren't doing anything wrong.
Yeah, it's those wonderful YouTube warriors that just go on there and they're like, I'm going to dislike this video for no particular reason because
I'm a YouTube hero. I'm gonna vote no. I'm gonna mass flag as many videos as I can get because I will get a couple right and they will give me points.
I can't right now. Like if you have nothing better to do with your life than to sit around, don't get me wrong, like sit around and listen to our show because, I mean, we're awesome. But if you have nothing better to do than to sit around and watch YouTube videos and just flag it, and not even that, like you actually had to take enough effort out of your day to flag multiple videos to actually have enough power to just flag it once and get it removed. So I have no idea what you're doing with your life, bro, but
this is maybe reevaluate. Literally up and gone. Like it wasn't even.
Yeah, it had a 5-minute shelf life.
it was like one view and it was flagged, and I was like, really? And they said all they would say was it violated our standards, and it gives you a list. And I was like, okay, we're not abusing anybody. We know it's violence. No. We're not talking hate speech. It's literally you and an Asian American
who's awesome. Who's
talking
awesome
about a game that he created.
He was awesome,
or a game platform he created.
Yeah.
And at a live event, so it's not like we were doing infomercials for people on YouTube.
True story. Dude, that video plummeted faster than Hillary's popularity. There, boom.
See, that's what happens when it's just me and you on the mic.
It really does. You know what's even worse?
What?
You know what's even worse? Like, whoever had to flag that video was looking for a reason. I mean, they had to reach further back than Donald Trump's hairline. Like, I'm on this. Like, I got this today. No, seriously, those people sold out faster than Bernie.
The election's over, man.
I know. Everybody gets a dose.
I just want that. I want the meme, the Big Lebowski meme.
Yeah.
For, like, Mr. Lebowski. You know, it's over. The hippies lost.
No, can we modify that? No, hold on. Can we just modify that a little bit? Can we just modify? Everybody lost. Nobody won that election. Like Donald Trump didn't even actually win that election.
But we got the videos back up. We got everything going, And it caused many of hair wringing or wrist wringing and whatever. I don't know. Not really, but it made for a lot of like, WTF, mate.
No, that entire election was just a joke.
No, I'm talking about the YouTube thing.
Oh, yeah. I
can see how both of them.
Yeah, they
are,
just the ridiculousness. I'm in a ridiculous world right now. Oh, all right. So, regardless, we're gonna have some more content coming up from Gen Con 6 months later because that's what we do. So only 4 months. It's only 4 months. It's not that bad.
Well, like now that we have YouTube in line,
right? Yeah, because we've got them by the balls,
It's like, you know what? If you don't keep your stuff in order, we're gonna go to Kessel.
I'm just saying.
No, I wouldn't touch Kessel with a 10-foot pole. That thing is a pain.
I mean, we might not have a choice if they keep flagging all of our videos,
right? It's like that or Vimeo. I mean,
Vimeo's not actually too bad, and really,
no, but it's not for a platform like
no,
this.
No, it's genuinely not. Every time that we have an opportunity to put out our stuff, and YouTube's just a broader platform, reaches a much wider audience.
But next year, let's talk about, just get off the a little bit of the.
Look, like I squeezed the mic. I didn't mean to. I was trying to push it further over my face and just.
So let's get off of this year and all the depressing stuff. We haven't had, we launched, just a recap, we launched the new GPR.
Yes, which was awesome.
We actually got our website back.
Yes, which was awesome. We did a crap load of videos.
Yeah, and we're in the middle of shooting a feature film.
Yes, we are.
A feature anthology film.
Yes.
Which is why it's taking so long. So please bear with us.
Yeah, it'll get there, and it's awesome. And I'm an extra in that. It's pretty awesome. I was pretty excited.
And you
can see me for like 3 seconds.
And your grip.
I was a grip on that film. It was great. All the actors praised me for my grip.
It was a kung fu grip.
It was a kung fu grip. Call me or Joe.
So what else did we do this year? We started. It's going to actually take place. It's going to technically start, but we started next year. But we started pre-production on our first Geek Public Radio GP Network.
Yeah.
Or GP Films.
Yes.
Web series.
Yes. And then what's the name of that, Chris?
Well, right now it's Project 12. However, since we had all this information out for the last few years, because it's been a project that I've been trying to get out forever,
and I've been begging him to make me a part of it.
Not
really.
There's a French group that did a full-length feature film called Project 12 with Willem Dafoe or whatever.
I don't. They can bring their French asses over here to sue us. Then that's fine. Bring it on.
But it had actually a talent and whatnot. So it's like
I don't care.
And I was always kind of iffy.
Hey,
on
wait
Project
a minute. What
12.
am I, chopped liver?
But I was always iffy on Project 12 anyway. And that was kind of where I wanted to go, but
placeholder name.
It's a placeholder.
Let's just call it Warehouse 12 and just piss everybody off.
No, it's 14.
Project 12. 14. No, we'll make it Project 12.1. Oh, Project Beta. Okay, all right. The nerd jokes are strong with this one. Project 42.
We'll call it Rogue 5.
Rogue 5. Oh, people will be so disappointed.
We'll just call it Red 5.
Standing by. Oh, so originally, apparently, by the way, just speaking of Red 5, I just
we'll do Rouge 1.
Rouge 1.
Everybody's talking about Rouge 1.
Oh my God! Why? So I saw this text message. By the way, it's like texts, unbelievable text messages and things. And this particular text message had it was one person to another person says, "I need a good book. Do you know any good books?" And everything in this sentence was just completely misspelled in every way. And then the second message was exactly the same. It was just awful. And the response was the Oxford English Dictionary. Touché. I mean, I really don't understand.
In the age of spell check.
No, that's the best part.
And autocorrect, I
seriously, I can't type in weird words. Yeah.
I can't even spell regular words. Like, my phone doesn't misspell them.
People turn off autocorrect because they're like, I don't need no autocorrect. I got this.
Well, no, they're
like,
tired of
boo,
saying...
What you doing, boo? Like, Merry Christmas. And
Merry
like
Xmas.
Merry Xmas. And I put everything under the mistletoe. And now my Christmas tree is awesome. Like, seriously, like some of the stuff I read.
I want
a
toe missile, not a mistletoe.
I saw an actual exchange. Now, this wasn't even a meme. All right, I wasn't even looking at a meme when I talk about this. This was a literal exchange that I witnessed firsthand on Facebook. And
picture it didn't happen.
Right, I wanted to, and I should have. I know the guy personally. I really didn't want to put him on blast like that. It was just one of those things, but it was him arguing with somebody, and the level of the argument, like the sentences, first of all, there was no punctuation.
See, that's when you put the Samuel Jackson meme up. English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
I was close. Like, it just got so bad. But one person would say one thing, and it was like pretty much, but everything was like weird capitalizations. And I mean, you could tell they were mad when they were writing it, but that's literally what it looked like. Like, can you imagine like being super mad and fumbling over your words, right? When you're talking to somebody. Now imagine fumbling over your keyboard when you're trying to write. That's exactly what was happening. And like weird capitalizations, no punctuation. Everything was a run-on sentence, and it was like, 6 paragraphs with no paragraph break, of course. So it's just like,
well, punctuation is important. There's a difference between helping your Uncle Jack off a horse and helping your Uncle Jack off a horse. So,
this is true story.
Punctuation is important.
And listen, I don't care what anybody says. The Oxford comma is real, and people need to use it because it bothers me. I don't know why. And I know it's not required.
I like comma everything.
I do too. Like I comma stuff that's not even supposed to have a comma.
You almost have to read some of my stuff in the Walken voice.
Either Christopher Walken or William Shatner. I went to the store, and then I saw a popcorn machine.
Well, I was going.
A popcorn machine, and down the street, and we went down, and we saw it. And
you're getting into Rocky.
I was too. Like, I was starting to challenge. I was channeling my Italian stuff. Hey yo, like, if you look and you see, like, everything is coming down, right? And the big gloves, like, they just come at you, and you don't know. They're coming at you, and they left and they right, and you just don't know. And
I only have
you gotta
really
duck and bob and weave.
I only have one impersonation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to hear it.
Harrison Ford.
Oh, is it the Indiana Jones one?
It's the, like, so Harrison, are you happy about, what's going to happen?
Like, he doesn't project, and it's still cool though because he's got that casual, sly coolness. Like, that's the best part. Like, he's like, yeah, I went down. Take my time. It's a good time. And you look,
the sound guy has to be like, no,
crank the gain. Well, it's a little on the ridiculous end. So that is though one of my favorite things is listening to a Harrison Ford interview, any interview with Sylvester Stallone or Arnold Schwarzenegger, anything like that, and then you just throw Christopher Walken in the middle of that. Like, if I get all 4 of them in a room and interview them at the same time, oh sweet Jesus! And we're just gonna call it. We're just gonna call it language. Like, literally, it's just gonna be the warning language is exactly what it's gonna be called.
What?
Triggers.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
Yeah. Anywho, so that's what we're doing. That was our 2016.
Right.
Pretty much in a nutshell.
That whole exchange. Yeah.
14 minutes of podcast is pretty much our entire 2016.
There was not enough diarrhea noise.
We did live shows from strip clubs.
My God, we did. Sometimes I forget about that. I actually ended up working as the bartender at said strip club, so that was pretty fun.
I was a plumber for a minute and then drank all my profits.
I believe you.
So did you.
Well, yeah, I think I drank them too. Chris would come in like randomly, and he'd be like, "I helped the bar, and they gave me a tab to pay for my work," which, by the way, was absolutely ridiculous. They just weren't going to pay you anything. It's stupid.
Yeah, well,
and then
but
Chris
still
would
the
come
fact
in there.
That I'd have, they gave me $100 bar tab, and I was like, I drink like $20. if I'm getting trashed.
Yeah, and eventually it became a point where the bar tab, like, it wasn't even relevant. It was just like, just give them a few beers, it's fine.
It was like, I'd come in, go give me a pitcher.
Yep. And here's another pitcher, and that's pretty much it.
And then I'd go home.
Yeah, and I mean, like, the pitchers were $5.75, so it was $11.50.
Yeah.
So I mean, you're using $11.50 of your tab on 2 pitchers. Like,
yeah, and it's like, how many times can I do this before I run $100?
And like, I think we ended up doing it like 7 or 8 times, and then eventually, like, she came out, she was like, I don't think he has any more tab, and I just looked at her, I was like, no, he still has tab. We lost your tab. Like, that's how long this took.
Well, no,
awesome.
like, seriously, like, I didn't come in for a while. And she's like, you don't have a tab anymore. I'm like, I had $50 last time I was in. How did I lose $50? Who's been drinking $50 worth of tab?
I don't know.
Dancers come in and start stealing my stuff.
Yeah, that was it. Those damn dancers.
But they got to the point where they knew me, like, within the second visit. So they'd come up and say, hey, how you doing? And then, like, ignore me like every other woman does.
Oh, yeah, including your wife, by the way.
Yeah,
Hey, don't feel bad.
Only twice did she have to actually come out and drive to come pick me up, and she had more of a conversation with the dancers than I did the entire time I was.
She's ridiculous. Like, I don't understand. I don't understand. So your wife is awesome. Obviously, I know who your wife is, and we've met several occasions. She's awesome. She's an awesome person.
If it was tomorrow, if we were recording this tomorrow, she'd be sitting in there laughing at us.
Yeah, and she would probably be throwing stuff too. Like, that would be her MO. She'd be like, I'm gonna disrupt their program, and then she would just be trolling us, or she'd like sneak in. Like, I'd step away for a second, she'd sneak in and get like right behind me and scare the crap out of me. Something ridiculous, right? That sounds like her.
Like, here one time from the when we were part of Rebel Radio. There was a show called HP Radio on that
was your Lovecraftian stuff, wasn't it?
No, it was the paranormal show.
Oh, okay.
And because I'm a rather creepy guy, apparently.
I'm gonna say it.
No, but because I like...
It's story time with creepy Uncle Chris. No, I'm sorry. It's better like this. It's story time with creepy Uncle Topher.
Well, at the time, I have published more in the supernatural realm than I have in any other literary form, even though I have like 2 novels and like 37 short stories. Yeah. My non air quote nonfiction.
I love how he just totally air quoted for everybody. Just so everybody
air
saw that.
quote nonfiction stuff done for the paranormal community. I've actually been published more on that side with Weird Encounters from Haunted Places, and some of the other stuff. I've been on Ghost Talk Radio with the guys, and the paranormal, the Para X radio network that originated down in Kentucky.
I actually met a couple of ghost hunters that worked with my friend RJ.
Say Keith Age from Louisville and the Louisville Ghost Hunter Society.
Yeah, actually,
the Booth Brothers.
Seriously, I think down there where I was just at this past weekend, which I'm not going to mention on the air because I told you I never would again, so I'm not going to. But where I was this past weekend down in Kentucky, I'm pretty sure there was somebody down there that runs with that group.
So, I mean, I was in with, in that group.
Right.
And, so much so that I was getting random phone calls at like 6, 7 o'clock in the morning from Keith.
Right.
As he's washing out his back door, he's like, "Hey, Chris, how you doing?" And this is the guy who's been on sci-fi shows, the children of the possessed or whatever, and or children of the cemetery. I can't remember.
Right, sure.
I've had enough beverages tonight that it's hard to remember. But he's been on several of the Booth Brothers paranormal stuff,
right?
And he's just randomly calling me saying, "Hey, I have this idea."
I want to talk to you for a minute.
And then there's certain other people that will remain nameless that I find just giant frat boys, and they have that mentality, and the whole thing is about becoming rich and famous.
No. Who would ever take advantage of a phenomenon to become rich and famous? That's silly talk. I don't think you know what you're talking about.
Zach. No, but But so it got to the point that I was better in that area. So I was doing the HP radio,
sure.
And my wife is in upstairs. Was when we lived above the studio space.
Right.
And my producer Dustin was in there. We had mediums in, and they were doing Ouija boards and which is how cool my wife is. She was like, "Oh, can I watch the Ouija board?" Like, not, keep that stuff away from my house.
Right.
How
did that go again?
Keep that stuff away from my house.
My God, we need to sample that clip so bad. Like, no, seriously, that right there needs to go at the beginning of the show.
But so she's like, she's actually upstairs listening while we're live on the radio, and we have it was like we called it medium to extra large. Because we had 4 mediums in the house,
right?
And we bring one in, they would do their spiel, and then another one would leave, and then another one they would leave, and then another one come in and do something completely different. But we were trying to get them to see how consistent they were,
right?
Because we didn't have our external speakers out,
okay,
actually broadcasting, so they couldn't hear,
right,
what was going on. So we were just kind of testing the waters, be a little bit scientific, because
what's the point of approaching it with anything other than a scientific?
So, we were actually trying to check it out, and Dustin's freaked out because of the Ouija board.
Right.
So we're sitting here, doing a thing, and all of a sudden, from out of nowhere, in the middle of this dark studio space, which was literally, the whole downstairs was, I think, somewhere in the neighborhood of 1,000 square foot.
Right.
And we're in, 100 square foot of that whole 1,000.
You're in a prison cell.
Pretty much.
Okay. Let's just call it what it is.
Well, you remember how little that room was.
It's tiny.
Most radio studios are little itty bitty things where you just sit down and talk.
It's so tiny.
But so we're we're sitting there, and all of a sudden you hear, "Mommy." And the mediums are looking at me going, "Do you hear that?" Dustin freaks out. He jumps. We had a mirror or a window between the producer's booth and the studio. You could see his feet. He jumped that high. And after he was like, "I'm not getting in the room with the Ouija board. I'm not going to step foot in there. I'm going to be whatever." He was standing with us in 2.5 seconds. And that's out a door, down the hallway, back in a door, to be sitting where he was boom, he's sitting there going, "What the heck is that?" And all we hear is, "Mommy, Mommy." And Dustin's screaming on air, "Oh my God, what the hell is that?" My wife had snuck in through the front door and was in the other side of the building playing that on her phone and laughing. She was trying to be quiet while playing this stuff, but she was turning red and crying because she's trying not to laugh as loud. She's trying, she's trying to be sneaky, so she's over here going, turning red and just trying to hold it in. Yeah, that's my wife, by the way.
Right.
And how did I get her? Personality.
So I ended up scaring the bejesus out of Hefe yesterday. We sit down by the car talking, and he leaves later tonight. He works thirds now, so we're sitting out there talking by his car, and I'm casual conversation, and I walk away. Now the car is facing out of the driveway, he is literally the front end of the car is facing out. Mm-hmm. If he looks out his windshield, he can clearly see me. All right, I'm dancing around on the ice because it's ice. And I'm just making an ass of myself because I'm Chris. So,
well, you'll have that.
Yeah. So I just stroll back up to his car, and I can hear him jamming in there. He's got his music turned up. He's about to go to work. So he's cranking up his music, and I get right by his car, right by his driver's window, and I start breathing on his car. And the music starts up, and I yell really loud with the music. Well, he doesn't freaking react. He's just still sitting there playing on his phone, leaned over to his right in the driver's seat, leaned over to his right, playing on his phone, and I'm like,
He got him a
What the
Pokemon.
heck are you doing? Yeah. Anyway, so and so then the second portion of this particular song kicks in, and like loud as hell this time, and he turns around, dang near, like just punches the roof of his car, and he's like, "Oh mother, oh." You know, he just lights me up. I hate you. He rolls down the window and goes, "You're such a dick." And I was like, bro, I did everything possible to show, like, I was waving at you when I walked up. I was dancing by the car. Like, that is not my fault. And he was like, "I have one good eye." And I was like, right. So you had a 50% probability of noticing the mass murderer creeping on your car.
I would just give him a pressed ham.
Like, I had thought about it because that would have been scary to him, but he was literally not paying attention to the degree where he put his car in gear and was starting to drive away when I started screaming in his window. Like, that's how bad that guy. So he wouldn't have noticed me drag. Like, I could have been hanging on the side of his car screaming at him, and he would have been like, "Dur, dur, 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 dur."
No, I would have did the pressed ham and went.
Oh, pressed ham.
So when he turned around, it was all ass. With the fruit basket.
His car is like
with the fruit
phenomenally more nicer than the fruit basket.
Well, you got to give him the fruit basket. I mean, because that's how I roll. Apparently, I guess. You know, we've digressed. We do that very well in the show.
What? Tangents? No, we don't ever do that.
Tangents. I like tangerines.
Tangerines.
So, 2017. What do we have coming up in 2017 so far? We have plenty of stuff that is a maybe.
All right, so we have Gen Con obviously coming up. We have the work on Tentative Project 12 coming up, so hopefully we can get that.
Well, we need to get at least an episode done so we can get to
Yeah. I mean, we got some stock foot. No, we're not really stock footage, I guess. We have some decent footage of like how we kind of want it to look and stuff. So I thought that was pretty neat. That was fun to work with. But what is the con? What is that called? Sweet G's. Right before In Conjunction. That's the one. We got In Conjunction. Hopefully right before, and that's the month right before Gen Con.
Yeah, it's June 30th to the July 2nd.
Yep. So we got that coming up. I would love to get into like Who's Your Con or
PopCon or any PopCon is like
it's still small. Like we'll give it time. Like you gotta give it a little time.
It's a few $100 to get in.
Yeah.
It's not like Gen Con.
Right.
However, it is all people who do exactly what we do.
Yeah. PopCon, I honestly feel like PopCon is more about the industry than the fandom. Does that make sense?
Is everybody, literally everybody there has a podcast.
Yeah.
Everybody there
So it's not, I don't know, like I would love to meet some industry people.
It's literally,
but at the same time.
Convention, it's like cosplayers and podcasters. So if, we set up last year, and it was a great time. We were talking to cosplayers and whatnot. I had more people come up saying, hey, what's your rig? Like, talking, well, I run a GoPro and this, that, and the other, and I do this, and it's on whatever, and then I run an iRig off of that, and,
Yeah.
It's
well,
like,
we run a studio.
Like, I get to the point where I just look at them and go, with how stripped down these people are doing it, I'm literally looking at an Injuncticon. There's a bunch of Decepticons. It's horrible. The Autobots blow it up every year. No, I'm looking at Injunction, trying to try out just doing YouTube live streams and Facebook live streams. And Periscope live streams.
So you and I have had this conversation.
YouTube and Facebook, all live from there, but from the phone, and we do it in such a manner that
it still looks marginally decent.
Yeah,
but like my whole thing, and you and I have had this conversation. These people, when they start out, and like our whole setup is like bizarrely professional to begin with.
Well, yeah.
But we're not. But you have these people who start out like, for instance, like this just blows my mind. PewDiePie, right? Mm-hmm. He's not really all that, and I get that I don't understand. I really don't.
what you're.
But at the same time, I recognize that, like, in my opinion, he's not all that entertaining. He makes his living, and I'm not saying he's a bad person, and I'm not saying that he's not entertaining. Don't get me wrong.
I don't know the whole fit that he threw, saying that YouTube was. I mean, it is sarcasm. He's Swedish. It's hard for some of the time to get the sarcasm and all that stuff. However, with the whole, it was a joke that he's going to delete his channel at 50 million subscribers or whatever. And when he got it, he was like, "Oh, thank you. You realized it was a joke. I was whatever." And when it
but
said,
did he not realize that a lot of people subscribe just to get him canceled?
Well, when he was like, it was actually rather funny because when he said, "I will delete my channel." In the video, it shows him deleting Jacksepticeye's channel.
But like I said, and I'm not saying he's not entertaining, because he is. There's a lot of entertaining moments that he has. And I've seen several of his videos. So I'm not going to sit here and say I don't watch it, because I've watched them. Some of them are funny. There's him, Baru, and like a couple of others that are just, they're mildly entertaining. Like, I like watching Baru, because I'm a big Borderlands fan. He does a lot of Borderlands speedruns and stuff. So I like watching Baru. PewDiePie's not bad. Some of the stuff he does is kind of weird. There's another one, I can't remember what his name is, to save my life. He's another big one that does, like, he did Five Nights at Freddy's, and it was really funny. Just kind of watching him go through. I watched him play some other stuff, but like,
Jacksepticeye is
but
when
watching
he was at Indiana, he was at the PopCon.
But watching some of these people, and like here's another great one, Smosh, which is Smosh Gaming.
Mm-hmm.
They're guys, they do different stuff. They're from around here, and they literally got famous doing podcast stuff. Mm-hmm. And I've watched some of their old stuff and listened to some of it, and it's not near the value that our production. Like, I'm not saying it's not good quality stuff, because there's a lot of content there, but our stuff is like phenomenally more professional than some of the. And so I'm watching this stuff, and I'm like, why don't we just lose some of this professionalism and just get a little crazy with it? Because people want to be entertained, and I feel like it's that whole goldfish mentality that people have when they're going to the movies. They want production quality, and they want it perfect, and that's how it's supposed to be. When they come on their podcast, they want 10 minutes, talk about what you want to talk about, boom, let's move on. I'm ready to go.
Right, but I mean, if you look at most podcasts, they're all an hour long.
Oh, they are.
Or more.
They are. But they, like I'm saying, like, they stick to their topic discussion. And things
that hits me. Now, if we're doing video stuff, brevity, is the soul of YouTube.
Yeah.
If we can blow through a 3-minute video and then move on to the next, we're going to get 1 million views because everybody's like, and 100% completion, which is what YouTube goes off of now,
right.
Not how many times people look at it.
Yeah.
My problem about the whole broadcasting, the Twitch and the game, live streaming games and stuff, is cam girls have gotten onto that and
don't get me started.
Suck up all of the stuff. It's like, I'm playing Hearthstone, and I have big boobs, so you're gonna watch me in my low cut.
Yep. Shirt. No, it's legit. There have been several incidents where they have been pretty much caught doing that.
Yeah, they got banned.
But I mean, what's to stop you from immediately starting another channel and just telling everybody on your cam show, "Hey, go check me out over here too"? Ha ha. Like, nothing. Nothing stops them from doing that. So unless they mask their IP, which you can't really do.
You can ban IPs. There's several that
ban
have
IPs, but at the same time, I can go on.
Come
on, dude. I can go on there right now and get 60 different IPs.
True.
And mask my IP.
If you run through a proxy, then...
and then what are you going to do to me? Nothing.
But
you're not going to touch me.
Are cam girls going to be smart enough to know that they need to run... If you've got IP
No, but
banned,
the people who run their cam shows will.
Yeah, but most of them literally, with the... advent of
they
like
run
Cam
from their home
4 and all that stuff, literally
they set up at their house. I know that, but my point is, like, who's to say that they don't get some guy on there and be like, no, this is how you do it, and they just because they're like, oh, she's gonna send me free pictures because dudes are perverts. Like, oh my god, she's got boobs. I'm gonna pull out my penis and like sacrifice my life to Satan for her because that's what dudes do because dudes are dumb.
And I worship Satan.
Yeah, I love sateen. You're saying it wrong. Sateen. But like that's my thing, and I get where you're coming from with that. A lot of
then
these cam girls come in.
We moved into Podunkville.
Yay! And actually, so I love the house. The house is nice. Sitting here playing with some of your old tools and stuff. Yeah. Like there's got a little cat's eye from like 1941. Yeah, just a little cat's claw. Just a nice little cat's claw, and it looks like something that somebody from the hills have eyes would use to shank somebody with.
And it's going to be in our next movie.
I worry about your sanity, bro. I'm playing with murder props right now.
As you're sitting next to an entire cabinet full of skulls.
True story. And severed heads.
And severed heads.
Shells, like bullet shells.
The freeze-dried human.
Oh, my God, yeah. Mortar and pestle.
Essential salts, for those of you who are Lovecraftian.
Oh, gas mask bag. Oh, and look, there's a teddy bear. This mortar and pestle sucks, though. I'm just going to throw that out there. This one sucks.
Well, no, you can't have it.
I don't care. It sucks. It's awful.
It's awful.
It really is. Like, it sucks. Like, it's not even a real one. Like, it's like, I don't know.
No, it is a real mortar.
I know that. It was like, oh, look at me. No, this one's a real mortar and pestle. Like, that one's like some cheap fucking dime store knockoff.
No, you have the stone mortar and pestle, which is more the alchemist mortar and pestle.
Which is amazing. I know. Then you've got the witch's mortar and pestle. I understand.
Well, no, that's actually part of my... here's how weird I am.
All right. Tell us how weird you are.
This is like really the first time we've ever really broadcast live from within any place that has my own personal shit in it. That is part of my antique medical apparatus collection.
I'm waiting for you.
I have old glass syringes and that. I have old scalpels and whatnot. I do like old medical equipment stuff, and yes, I collect some of that stuff because it's creepy as shit.
Well,
and
I mean, for other people it is. Like, for me, I'm just like, yeah, it's fine.
I found online a 1948 Soviet field surgeon kit.
Is that the little doctor bag I see right here?
Yeah.
Is that okay? I thought it was like a gas mask bag, so that's what I was looking at initially. Because I know you got some like weird gas mask things and stuff that you do.
Yeah, I do have the gas mask.
I love the mortar box, by the way, the 81 Mike mortar box. It's pretty awesome. Like, I kind of want to, like, I may want to steal this. I'm not gonna lie.
It is dead sexy.
It is pretty cool. Like, I kind of want to get the video in here too, so like people can see. Like, and I know you've got the GPR stuff in here, but it's like usually a fixed camera. Yeah. You don't usually walk it, but you got the Michael Myers mask, the severed head with the Thor helmet and the crown, and then you got the weird dude with the bulgy eye.
And
like, oh my God, dude, you got the Glenn mask.
Before it was cool. I'm going to tell Scott to repurpose that.
Make
Scott
it the Glenn.
From,
oh my God, it kind of looks like it. Look, it's got the dark hair and everything. It's crazy.
Scott from Your Dream Creations. It was one of his masks. It was like his. We called it the Scooby-Doo mask because it looked like originally like one of the monsters from Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
So, but I got it from him, and that he was selling at one of the conventions, and I got a really, really good deal on it.
Right.
No, that's if you look at Freaking the Geek podcast, he gave it to us as a Halloween present. We both got one of those masks. I got the Michael Myers-esque hybrid mask. It's my Outsiders.
It looks like a Rambo. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it straight up looks like a Rambo.
Because I have like the red bandana.
The bandana tied around his head. Like, dude.
No, but that mask is the reason why I wanted it, and it's too small. Like a smaller person could wear it, like a child.
The Michael Myers mask?
Could wear that. It's not really a Michael Myers mask. It's just a life cast of a friend of his that he turned into a mask.
Oh, okay.
And he made it small, so it's like the size of his actual face.
Gotcha.
So like putting it on makes it a little tight, unless you want to split it down the back, and I don't want to mess with any of that stuff. But to me, he looks like a Deep Wind hybrid. If you look at him, the way the mouth is kind of drawn down and it's just pale. He's like, you look at him, he's like from Dark Corners of the Earth, the whole outsider.
That's funny.
So
yeah, I love this.
That's the whole reason I paid.
By the way, this is now the Glenn mask. Like that's some real shit. That's real.
But no, I'm gonna tell him and say, hey, you know that one mask you gave me? It's been named the Glenn mask.
It's fantastic. The Glenn mask before it was cool.
But yeah, of course, on the rest of the walls you have all my pop vinyls up there with my Cthulhu pop vinyl and whatnot.
And then you got your Superman and Batman tins, and then you got your
don't forget my Halo US or
UNSC there, buddy. You get it.
Beverages.
United Naval Space Corps or some crap like that. I don't even know what it stands for. It's been so long since I played Halo.
But yeah,
that's not a knock on Halo. I don't have an Xbox because Microsoft is lame.
And 5 sucked because you couldn't co-op. You couldn't couch co-op.
We're not talking.
No, that my wife literally said, take the Xbox back. I don't want this anymore.
Nice.
But yeah, we have the Halo ammo can. We have
I see that. And they got the Supernatural car, which is baller.
Grand Admiral Thrawn.
Can we let's just move down here. Let's just
okay.
Wait, you got a Grand Admiral Thrawn? Oh no, I see him. That's awesome. I just realized that. It's great. And then we got your movie posters hanging in the background, which is
Richard Watson files. We had Death
I love
Chair.
That, oh, I worked on Death Chair. And
we have the Death Chair collage with
the different pictures from Death Chair, which was great.
With the signed script.
With the script signed by all the cast and the crew. Yep.
Flickr, and we're getting ready to have
that anthology. You're going to do the anthology soon.
Stuff now.
We're going to do Project 12 tentative, and then I know you got other stuff coming along the way too. That there was that one that you let me read. We were at the bar that one night when we went to go see Dustin play. Mm-hmm. I'm really excited for that one because I read that script, portions of that script, and sweet Jesus, like that was some good stuff. I love that. I was really excited.
Well, we can I've told some people about it, and what it is a departure for me.
Yeah, I know.
It's really a departure for me. It's more of a drama action thing.
Yeah, it was it was like the drama action, but at the same time it had that element. I mean, I guess that's really the core of drama, but it had that element of that heart-wrenching terror and that broken-hearted moment where you're just like, oh my God, like how are you gonna put yourself back together, bro?
Well, not only that, but just to give you a hint about it, we will talk about it more next year because that's when that project's going to develop. So, like I said, this is our preview show for next year. So,
woohoo!
It is all deals with I don't want to say a broken man. It's a vet who's dealt with issues and, through PTSD and all this stuff, and he's coming back, and then shit happens. Like, he's dealing with, his old unit has gotten together, and, they've kind of banded together and started their own company, and they're a bunch of woodworkers now. They're doing stuff, and they're helping other vets. And while all this stuff is really, really good in the very beginning, stuff takes a left turn, personally. And so you have this man who's fought to get some normalcy, and then his life gets turned upside down again.
Right.
And
like I said, I'm really excited for it. I just am.
It was one of those things that I before I felt comfortable proceeding any further with the writing of it, I wanted to get people,
veterans' opinions and people who'd been through some shit, and that was fair. And I like I said, I gave my okay. Like I gave my nod of approval. Now, granted, I didn't go through some of the same stuff, but at the same time, like I know veterans and things like that, and I'm really familiar with them. And I tend to think that I'm a people guy, so I read people pretty well. All right, so we talked about 2016. Can we just make this official? Because I'm imagining this is probably going to be our last show with the holidays coming up and stuff like that. So we're probably not going to do anything next week. We might, whatever. But we just make it official. Like 2016 sucked a big fat one. I mean, we lost David Bowie. We lost. God, Chris can't think right now because brain. But
brain.
Oh God, she was on effing Brady Bunch.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's from here, and I don't even know.
Florence
Henderson. Crap, dude. Like, come on. Like this whole. I want to put it out there right now. This is official. Making it official. Okay. I love Tim Curry before he dies. Straight up.
Let's see. 2016 has claimed.
Oh God. Talk about it.
Pat Harrington, David Bowie, Alan Rickman.
That's it.
James Noble, Patty Duke, Doris Roberts, William Charlotte, Morley Safer, Alan Young,
Yep.
Anton Yelchin.
Hold on, stop before you even get there. The guy that played Book.
Yeah.
Oh God, that sucked. Anyway, keep going. You know he was also on that 70s show, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, keep going.
Tony Burton, George Kennedy, Nancy Reagan, Robert Horton, Joe Santos. Some of these people, I don't know. It listed Gary Shandling. Did Gary Shandling die this year?
I don't remember.
I don't.
Whatever.
Think
Keep reading. Keep reading. We'll just look it up in a minute. Keep reading. I don't think
Gene
so.
Wilder died. He passed away this year.
Yep. Oh God.
Some
they
of these
all
deaths,
blended together so seamlessly. Like it's like, oh God, I can't believe Gene Wilder died, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, by the way, David Bowie's dead. What the? Come on, 2016. Oh yeah, and by the way, Donald Trump's your president. Ah! like seriously, it's what it felt like to me. It's like, oh, I'm gonna stick it in your butt. Don't worry, I'm not gonna use lube. And you're like, okay, it's over. It's over. Nope. He's going for round 2. Okay. All right. Okay, it's over. Nope. He's back. Oh, he's Marathon Man.
And what's funny about it is the guy that everybody thought has been dead. He's an awesome guy that everybody thought
Stanley.
Who thought he was dead. Abe Vigoda. He passed away this year.
Oh, geez.
He's in January.
So finally, like something happened. Yeah, I remember that.
That's when I had to check. I was like, really? Did Abe Vigoda
Did he actually die? Like,
but yeah,
just the internet getting high again. I honestly feel like a lot of these people I feel like maybe like a lot of people just really get high. Like super high before they get on the air and start talking about stuff, and then they just start pounding out stuff on the keyboard. They're like, what would make a good story? You know what will make a good story? Hold on a second. I want to pound this up. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air star Will Smith got to a car accident and gave birth to twins. I feel like that actually happens. And then the editor comes and is like, bro. Look, he can't give birth to twins. Well, that's ridiculous. Hang on a second. Backspace. And then, local editor tells us, man, that only women can give birth. That's so sexist. Bloop.
Gary Shandling passed away. We
already had that.
No, that's
we're
one of those I was
confirming.
trying to confirm because I was like, really? Was that? Because I saw that, I was like, no.
Yeah,
really? I was probably heartbroken at that time, but
because we're just so numb to celebrities dying at this point. Like 2016, we're like, all right, who are you going to take in 2017? Which is why I'm saying Tim Curry. If I'm saying it right now, the end.
Yeah, Prince, Muhammad Ali.
All right, just stop. Dude, we're done. We're done.
Zsa Zsa Gabor.
Yeah, I wasn't really a big fan of Zsa Zsa Gabor, but you know what? You ever play the name game where you have to give somebody's first name after somebody gives their last name, and they're all like, "Oh, like Prince Zulu," and you're like, "Zsa Zsa Gabor, bro, what up?"
Alan Thicke passed away.
Always bailed me out with those Z's, bro.
Well, you said Ron Glass.
Ron Glass died. You said Alan Thicke died. Alan Rickman died. Gary Shandling.
Noble.
Oh God, this is a bad day. Just a bad year for celebrities in general. Like nobody was safe this year. It's like 2016.
Glenn Frey. Come on.
2016 just.
Dan Haggerty died.
I really want to say some pretty awful stuff right now. My humor is so bad, but it was literally like 2016 just grabbed an AK, started spinning around in circles and shooting celebrities. Like
the only good part, the only high point was Fidel Castro.
And liberals' heads just exploded. That's what just happened.
Well, no, I have Cubans in my family. I
understand that, and they hate Fidel Castro because he was a terrible human being. I make no bones about that because I look at things objectively. I don't look at things and I'm like, I'm a conservative. No, I look at things and I'm like, no, that's a terrible human being. Period. In the end, I don't care what
everybody
my
was
personal
giving them a rash of crap about it. No, he personally held a gun to my father's head, and I watched him shoot him.
Yeah, no, not okay. No, not okay days. All right. So anyway, 2016 could suck a fat one. Actually, I think it did suck a fat one, and then turn around and stuck that fat one right in our backsides, which was a bad day. All right. I didn't appreciate that 2016, so I'll be happy to be out of your presence soon.
See, we're at the age though where all of the people that we looked up to
as kids are like dropping like flies.
Well, yeah, because we're like 70, 80,
I don't
90
care.
years old.
No, they're not supposed to die. That's like the rules and stuff. Like celebrities live forever or something.
Every generation goes through it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the younger generation's idols are their same age or in the mirror.
Well, not even like. Well, the thing about it is, like, I'm not one of those people.
Like,
and I'm like, how do these kids
show,
look up to this stuff? Like young Jeezy, Weezy, Kikizi, Feezy, Peasy, and I'm like, I don't even know who the you are, bro. I'm pretty sure Biggie would have whipped out his dick and slapped the out of you. Like, seriously, bro. Who are you? And, like, this is their rap.
I'm sorry,
hold on.
Time out.
I know, I said dick, and then I didn't say fuck. I don't know. Look, I was trying to be, like, semi-professional, but now it's just, it's the whole damn thing is broken open because of people who, and, like, rap, like, I don't know, man. Like, I can't rap on some real shit. I really can't. But rap has become so soft. Like, look, this is the latest example of how soft some of this stuff is, right? Like, and these people call themselves rappers. Like, they're in the game, brah. Like, they sling that dope, brah. Like, here we go. Boom, boom, boom. Yo, I kill that shit. Like, for real and shit. Like, I can't believe this bitch got up on my dick. Like, look over here, my brah. I got you in my arms, and now we go to my car, and then we drive for that dog. And, like, it's so soft and ridiculous and in second grade. Like, for real, my goddamn kids can write some better, harder versions of that. No, I saw my son playing Minecraft, right? And my son knows better than to swear in front of me. He just doesn't do it. He knows better. I don't think he has that opinion when I'm not around. Like, I watched him playing Minecraft, like some Minecraft multiplayer, right? Some harmless, like there ain't no blood or gore. No. My son is literally like, bang, bang, I'll freaking cut you. I'll beat you up with my pickaxe. I'll stab you in the heart with an ice pick. And I'm like, oh my God, he was listening when I was playing Call of Duty. I'm so proud of you /mad right now. Like, for real. Like, and I'm like, oh my God, my 9-year-old's hardcore. Like, I better get a handle on this. He's gonna go to school and stab somebody with a pencil and be like, boom, Minecraft, bitch. Bam.
Mic drop out.
Hold on. All right. So anyway, we're looking forward to 2017. Like, look, what do we got? What do we got for time? Like, how long are we've been talking? We've been
about 52 minutes.
Oh my God! Like, we need to quit that shit. I gotta go home. I gotta work tomorrow.
We are a pair of verbose people.
We are verbose and robust and rotund.
A lot of R words going on right now.
And you know what's really great about that? Besides verbose being in that, like, rotund and robust, like rotund and robust, like those are synonyms, like synonym rolls.
What's the symbology?
That's what you have for an English breakfast, by the way. You have synonym rolls. Synonym rolls.
Synonyms.
I can barely say that incorrectly. Like, that's how much it irritates me. Synonym rolls. Oh my God! People need to read.
Well, for the longest part, it was like synonym and
synonym rolls. By Minin. By Mennonites.
So yeah, we got 2016 has sucked and been good to us and sucked. Yeah.
This weird give and take. Like, yeah, they gave us a reach around, but they went in dry. So, it's been a bad day.
2017 we have to look forward to. We have guaranteed 2 con appearances.
Oh, yes. I'm so excited.
We have the first episode of Project 12.
Dude, feel my nipples. They're so hard right now.
Oh.
Yeah. That's real. Hold on. I'm just going to... Yep, that's my nipple.
So, we got that going on. We have Project 12. At least the first episode is going to hit within the first month.
Y'all will be excited. It's going to grab you from scene 1.
Well, and if it doesn't... because you're in it.
If it doesn't... Yeah, well, duh. Wait a minute. Did you just accuse me of trumpery? Mm-hmm. Like, I'm just going to grab you? Like, that's not me. Mm-hmm. Besides, I don't have celebrity status, and I can't get away with it, apparently. Anyway, by the way, I just want to point that out. We have nobody but ourselves to blame for situations that cause celebrities to behave and act and say things like that. We really don't have anybody but ourselves to blame.
Well,
I'm serious. Like I mean that with all of my heart.
It's all a cult of personality, and
True story.
You know,
true story.
Though the one
Chris Brown could beat his wife, and then 6 months later he's like passing out awards, and I'm like, people can change, and then but no, nope. Donald Trump said it 10 years ago. He's not allowed to change. That's not allowed. And I'm like, I'm not saying he's a good person because, let's be honest, he's probably not. But like for real, I'm like, dude, y'all are reaching. Yeah, yep. But you condone sexual assault? No. What in the sweet hell?
I've been trying to avoid this because I don't like voicing my opinion on stuff like this.
Every time I voice my opinion, I lose a friend.
However, how can you complain about what he said and then go to a Jay-Z concert?
Because, hold on, I can actually explain it. Hold on, let me explain that to you. And this is real. This is real talk. But at the same time, it still exhibits that double standard, and people don't get it. What is spoken at a Jay-Z concert is an expression of quote unquote art. Therefore, it's allowed to be exhibited in any manner as long as the recipient enjoys the presentation. Now, because because people did not like Trump, public opinion dropped dramatically, which means that his comments were completely and totally unacceptable in every scenario. Therefore, it was pornographic.
So he should have wrapped it.
It had no artistic value or lacked artistic value.
So he should have wrapped it.
Right. If he would have wrapped it, it would have been fine. Or if he would have painted a picture.
Painted the picture.
Yep. Because apparently you can sell your virginity as art. That's art now. I don't get it.
My favorite thing.
Renaissance authors, Renaissance painters are freaking rolling over in their graves right now going, dude, did you seriously just present your butthole to another dude and call it art? Like, that just happened. Like, don't get me wrong. Sex is an art form, but nobody wants to see your scrawny ass getting plowed by Captain Jack. Like, nobody cares, dude.
Well, if it's Captain Jack, then you're
infringing at that point. Yeah, that's copyright. No, that's copyright infringement if you're popping up Captain Jack. Straight up.
Which captain? Which Jack?
Captain Jack Harkness, I think people would really love to see. And I might like to see. Like, I'm not even gay, but I'm just saying,
you have...
I'd love to see that.
The one thing I thought was hilarious this year was
totally
how many times he was Facebooking live or whatever, and his husband's schlong made it into the video. I was just like, really? Like, I know that better now than I do my own.
Yeah.
I'm a fat guy, so,
Yeah, it's hard to see sometimes.
Yeah,
No. Like, I'm a big boy, but thankfully it just kind of peers over the edge. So
it's like,
I'm like, oh, there it is.
It's like, I recognize the head, but so.
Oh, the rest of me's gone now.
But no, so,
bro, we've devolved so bad. Like, that took no time at all. This is why we don't do 3-hour shows anymore, people.
Right? And those, yes, we used to do 3-4 hour shows where we would do live radio.
How did we do that?
Live radio.
And we did too. Like, we were low budget Bob and Tom up in there. Like, it was funny. Like, I had so much fun. And we're gonna do it again. Sunday Night Mass is coming back. Like, don't y'all worry. But I don't think we should be doing 3 hours anymore. God. Like, that
what's funny is at the
me.
time, when we first started, it was like doing an hour was so little time.
Yeah. And then we were like, oh my God, we could do a 3-hour show. And then it became we've literally talked about everything in the world right now. Like,
a 3-hour show is what happened when I ended up having to get my legs waxed.
That was a good day, though.
But yeah, so to reel this back in.
Yeah, reel back in.
Back to where we're not being political and all the other stuff. Which, I will never tell you my political leanings, but I will tell you that
a lot of people can guess just by listening to us, but they'd be wrong.
I don't like hypocrites, and that's
nope.
So when you start getting hypocritical about stuff, no matter what side you're on,
yep,
I get irritated.
Yep. You know why? Because when you start, and this is the thing, politics is a complex machine. Mm-hmm. A lot of people will simplify politics. And you legitimately can't simplify a stance. Now, you can break it down to its base level, but there are complexities that go behind it, which is why you have 900-page bills going through Congress and things like that.
Well, that and saying, I'll vote for it if you add this $1 billion pork barrel thing for my state. I'll vote for it.
And that's legit, yeah. And I think that's what the allure, and don't get me wrong, again, please don't misunderstand about the support for Trump, but I think that was the allure of Trump, is that he's so backwards about how all of that stuff works, and he has no conception at all about the reality of trying to conduct himself as a politician, that he's literally going to be like...
He's a reality show star, so whatever gets attention is attention. You come from that era, that thinking of all news or all...
There's no such thing as bad press.
Right. All press is good press.
Right.
Even if you're doing whatever.
Well, he won the presidency, so can't
really
tell him he's wrong.
And a lot of the people are like claiming all sorts of weird stuff, like it's the Russians that did it and whatever. No. I will tell you right now what did it. It was the left moving away from the unions. Every union person that I've talked to, and I talked to many because we are in the union belt of the state that we're in.
Yeah, we are. True story.
Every single one of them said the left us a long time ago. We are just now waking up to the point, that they're not supporting it.
They've disenfranchised so many of their supporters. Don't get me wrong.
Like every time we turn around,
it too. The right has done it too, pretty bad. And you get a guy like Trump comes in and he's just like, I don't care. Let's just do stuff. Let's make this better.
And when you
everybody's like, okay.
When you say to union members, Teamsters, coal mine union.
Yep.
You got union, auto workers unions, the whole 9 yards, telling them, and you're telling them, I'm going to try to bring your jobs back. That's going to get their more attention more than we need to pass TPP because it's yada yada yada.
Yeah.
And minus all the stuff.
Yeah, it's a giant mess, but I mean, that's a whole nother show, whole nother time. I regret bringing it up. This is all right. That was fun. 2 Average Joes. That was fun.
We had one show and then got booed off the air.
It's because people don't like the truth. Like I've learned this. There are so many people that would rather just be plagued. And I'm sorry. I'm going to leave y'all with this. This is my final thought. I'm on Jerry's final thought, y'all, right now. So there are so many people out there that would rather be placated with a soothing lie than be jostled with a harsh truth. And I'm sorry, you cannot grow in any shape or form as a person if you comfort yourself with a soothing lie. You can't do it. I have had to take a good long look at who I am as a person in the past, and I've done it, and I consistently do it every single day. If you do not wake up, look at yourself in the mirror, and think, how can I be better today? Not how can I feel better today. That's the problem. Mm-hmm. Too many people have got it twisted in their heads that they need to feel good about what's happening. No, you don't need to feel good. You need to do good. You need to be good. So if you don't look at yourself in the mirror every single day and say, how can I be better than I was yesterday? Not how can I feel better. How can I be better than I was yesterday? Then I would wager to say that you are not fulfilling your obligation as a productive member of society. I just genuinely feel that way. Any final thoughts, bro?
Before we go, let's recap. We did a lot of really cool stuff in 2016.
We did a lot of really cool stuff.
Relaunched the show.
Revitalized
Revitalized some stuff. We really got moving. We got back to stuff.
Got moving.
I didn't interrupt you on your political diatribe.
First of all, I didn't go on a diatribe. I went on a heartfelt rant. Go ahead.
So we did all. We relaunched and restarted GPR this year. Next year we have a lot of cool things going. We got con appearances. We do have whole films and stuff that we're working on. We're having web series stuff that we're doing. We're still going to do some stuff with us. We're still going to do the show when life allows it.
Right.
Because,
when 2016 decides to stop giving us the big fat one.
So, we have a lot of really cool stuff happening next year, and you can be there on the ride with us.
That's right. Join the ride. I give great mustache rides. Although Chris has got a better mustache than me.
You get the full facial.
Yeah, because that's all he gets. That's all he has.
I have a job that requires me to shave.
Yeah, you've got a Sergeant Slaughter stash. That's pretty adorable.
No. My Sergeant Slaughter stash was last year's.
Yeah. Your little biker try hard stash.
when I was an extra for the reparations movie.
Yeah.
And I played a
guy,
an Air Force special for
paratrooper.
No, it was a security forces officer.
Oh, okay.
And
anyway.
I did the Hitler because what was funny is because it was the actors in it were from Generation Kill,
right?
And my whole reason, they said, "Hey, I like your stash." Yada yada. I said, "Yeah, because Hitler stash is reg."
It's a true story, though.
And if you watch Generation Kill, that's one character kept repeating, like, you should get the Hitler stash because the Hitler stash is reg, man. And I pulled that out, and they all looked at me and went, I feel like an ass.
All right, so a pretty decent 2016 with all jokes aside. I mean, a lot of people,
For us.
But even then, it sucked for a lot of people. You know what? We're going to ring in the new year right. We're going to have a good time. Everything's going to be great. So we're all excited here at GPR across the world. We're excited to ring in a brand new year. 2017 is coming around the corner sooner than y'all think. I'm excited.
What, in a week?
2 weeks. No, a week and a half. Realistically.
Well, New Year's is a week from Sunday.
Yeah. So, a week and a half. I was right. I mean, it's a week and 3 days. Whatever. It's 10 days. But anyways, New Year's is coming. Y'all have fun. Y'all be careful. We love y'all. And this is Crazy Chris, Sunday Night Madness, GPR. And y'all have absolutely wonderful night. And if we don't get to talk to you before the New Year, ring that shit in right. Drink your hearts out, but make sure you have a DD. Make sure you're careful. All right. You guys have fun. Be safe.
Peace out.
Roadhouse.